Mark Ames, along with yet another undefeated prospect, Ardreal Holmes out of Flint, Michigan. Hey, Ardreal, what's happening?
Nothing much, man. Just staying out the way, staying relaxed, ready to get active.
Well, staying out of the way. Obviously, things have been shut down for a couple months. No fights. I know the gyms, were closed for a while. What have you been doing during this, I guess, downtime, you want to call it?
Oh, just running pretty much. Just doing strength. Just focus on calisthenics and running. Shadow boxing. So yeah.
Have you been able to get into the gym at all?
It's a gym open, but I'm not ready to jump in there just yet because there's too many people. But once I get my own schedule worked out with the owner, I'll be back in the gym. So that should be coming this time this week too.
Have you been? Like you say you've been doing some calisthenics and running and whatnot. So, I mean, you feel you're in pretty good shape though.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like I can fight next week.
That's an interesting question because a lot of fighters, they may get the call on when these shows start to fill up and everything. I mean, is that something that you're ready to do in terms of if you get back in the gym and you get that call a couple weeks later, you'll be ready to rock and roll?
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm luckily I'm not a big super middleweight. I mean super middleweight, junior middleweight. I'm not too big either. I'm walking around about 164, 162. So like there's no really big thing. And then my body feel like more relaxed, more rejuvenated too. So like I think this break was kind of good in a way.
You're undefeated. So actually, my next question was, you feel that it didn't stop any of the momentum. Obviously, getting to 11-0.
No, I don't think so. I feel like I'm gonna have more because I know once I get back, we looking at television time, so it feel like I'm gonna be more active.
You feel you're ready for those type of fights, whether it's like a show box or a step up kind of fight?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Your last three fights, you've stepped it up in terms of you fought some good veterans. Leonardo Tyner comes to mind, a guy who's been in there with everybody. Can you feel that what have you learned in those last, like say maybe three fights fighting those veteran fighters?
Just learning that I really got some good defense. Like I can't even in a fight I can't even count 10 times I've been punched yet. So just my defense and knowing now, looking back at those fights, I can pick up my offense, and that's what I done in my last fight. Like, cause I've been off for like a year and a half, just injuries and things like that. So I was kind of a little timid on my conditioning, but now I feel like I know I can do 10, 12 rounds.
Tell us a little bit about Ardreal Holmes. I know you had a very solid amateur career. When did you start boxing? When did you start getting into the gym?
I first started when I was 11. Yeah, I started out when I was 11. I got 3 uncles that box, and I used to go to their house a lot. And every time they come back, they got trophies and talking about their boxing matches. So I wanted to get into it. And when I went into it, those guys chased me out of there. I didn't have no experience, and it was only open fighters at the time. So I wasn't on their level. So I quit. And I came back when I was 15. And I was really just kind of like joking with the coach, but serious too. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna come back and beat everybody up. He told me, he said, those boys gonna make you quit again. I said, I'll be right back. And I never left the gym after that. So I've been in 10 years.
You kind of fell in love with it like the second time around.
Oh yeah, definitely. When I got that first knockout win, I was in love. I said, I think this is gonna be my career.
So, and I know you won some championships. I know some Michigan Golden Gloves and whatnot. And then you signed with David McWhorter, who's Split Team Management, which is maybe the top management group in the business right now. Talk about that being signed by Dave and Split T.
Oh man, I love Dave. He's a great guy. He's I've been knowing him since I was young, like maybe like 17, 18, and when an opportunity came about, I had looked him up, and he done great with everybody he's been with. And then when I met him, it was history. And yeah, I think he's doing a great job, thus far. And
now also signed with DeBella Entertainment as well. Talk about that, being signed with one of the the better promotional groups out there as well.
And it be feeling like a dream still sometimes. Like I used to hear about this guy when I was 15 years old, and I'm finally, with a guy that can move me to where I need to be. It feels like a dream still.
So tell us a little bit about your style. 11-0, 5 knockouts. It seems like you could do a little bit of everything. Would that be accurate?
Yeah. I feel like I can fight any type of fight I need to fight to win. Any type of fight. I use my jab a lot. I use combinations. I pop shot here and there, and I pretty much can do it all. Honestly, I'm strong. A lot of tall guys not strong, but I'm stronger than a lot of these tall guys.
Yeah, obviously you're still in the prospect stage, but do you keep an eye up on what's going on at the top of the 154-pound division?
Yeah, definitely.
Well, break it down, but play commentator. What's the 154-pound division look like in the eyes of Ardreal Holmes?
I'm not gonna say easy, but a challenge. It's like I get excited every time I think of it because I know I'm a top 10 fighter. I know it. Like
being from Michigan, here's a question: you ever done any work with Tony Harrison?
Yeah. I got some work with Tony before, but it's not often because no one I never get calls because I'm left-handed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No one's fighting left-handers nowadays. So, but I got some work with Tony, Dominique Dalton. I got to work with a few guys.
So those sessions, obviously Harrison's definitely probably one of the top 5, if not even higher in the division. I know it's just sparring or whatever, but does it give you a gauge of to where you're at maybe?
Yeah, I feel like I'm right there. In the sparring, when I fought him, but when I sparred him, I only had 3 fights.
Okay.
So he took the sparring session, but that gave me a feel of where I was at, and of course that was 2 years ago. So I know I'm in the top 5, top 10 for sure. Because Tony is one of the best. Whether people believe it or not, stylistically, he's one of the best.
Talk about Flint, Michigan's produced a lot of good fighters, especially Clarissa, the Shield, the Durrell brothers, and whatnot. Talk about Flint, Michigan. It's not the biggest town in the world, but yet somehow it spits out some great fighters.
I don't know. It's only thing I can say is it's special. Like it's literally like 1 or 2 gyms there. It's just special. Everybody who comes out of Flint got something to their style, something about them. And it's just a special city. When
you're training next to those people and you see where they've been, I mean, how much of a motivating factor is that for you?
I just know it's real. Just being in the gym with those guys and knowing that they came from the same streets I come from, I know it's real and it's possible.
So map out the next year, hopefully things start getting back to somewhat normal very soon, in terms of boxing. We start getting the shows and the opportunities for guys like you to continue to move up the ladder. If I'm talking to you this time next year, where would you like to be?
A contender, for sure. Top 10 contender.
Yeah, like you're 11-0 now, maybe 16, 17-0 by that point?
Yep. So definitely, hopefully in the top 10. I'm just gonna stay focused and stay doing what I gotta do. But I definitely see myself up there with those guys.
Would your next fight be again against a guy I know your last few fights you fought as I look down at a guy he's like a Abreu who's been in with people, and Welterweight who was on the Contender years ago and has fought a lot of top guys, and before that Tyner. You feel the next fight should even be a step up from even Abreu?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I trust David with everything he's doing. So, whatever he got for me, I know he feel I'm gonna be ready for it. But yeah, that's the goal. I don't want to take no steps back, just steps up now.
Where can we find Ardreal Holmes on social media if they want to follow you, drop you a line or whatever?
Bossman Holmes on Instagram, Bossman Holmes Jr. on Instagram, and then Ardreal Holmes on Facebook. And
anything you want to say to the fans out there in closing before we let you go?
Just be ready for me. I'm there. I'll be there, and I got a lot of stuff in store for y'all. So just keep your eye out.
He can fight, and as you guys hear, he's got some personality to go with him. He's got the big smile, and he's got a chance to really do a lot of damage in boxing in the sport for the years to come. Ardreal, thank you for a few minutes of your time, and we'll get you back on before you fight next.
Oh yeah, appreciate you, Mark.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I was just saying appreciate you. Hopefully we get the call soon, and as soon as I get the call, I'm ready.
He'll be ready when the call is made. Ardreal Holmes. We'll talk to you soon.